26 RBIs on the season. That one's lifted into right center field, going back towards the barn, and that ball is gone! See you later! A walk-off two-run home run from Drew Jones, and the Rawhide win this ball game 6-5 against the best team in the California League. One on the way to Ortiz, it's into right field, and it's back to the wall, flip the bat and all, that ball is gone! See you later! A walk-off home run from Angel Ortiz, back-to-back nights, and the Rawhide are victorious 7-6. Good night, everybody! Sent into center field, going backwards to center fielder Castillo. He'll make the grab. Sprinting on home is Cole Roberts, and the throw is not in time. And the Rawhide walk it off here in the bottom of the 11th. Final score 13-12. The 1-0 deal on the way from Tana, and that one's lifted into center field. Drew Jones is charging in, and he'll slide to make the play. The jam shot popped into right center field, into no man's land. Toreen will slide and make the grab in center field. 2-2 pitch, that one's lifted into right center field. Drew Jones got a lot of room to cover, and the sliding grab. What a play by Drew Jones. He shows off the speed. Now Redfield will pop this one to right field. We'll see if it's enough for a sac fly. Pena will make the grab. Here comes the throw home, and it is on the money, and it is in time. What a throw by Jefferson Pena. So far, that's been the only run in this ball game. Toreen to Luis to first in time. 6-4-3 inning-ending double play. Payoff pitch on the way. Swings into left field. That one's back to the wall, and that ball is gone. Happy 4th of July, everybody. The Rawhide walk it off. Final score 7-4, and Demetrio Crisantes' third home run of the season is a game winner for the 8th of the year. 2-2 pitch on the way, swung on and missed. Strike 3. The 0-1 pitch on the way, hopping to the right side, and it'll be scooped up by Crisantes, and his toss to first base is in time. The magic number is down to 5. Rock the baby, Alexis Labano. You are 3 for 3 in save opportunities this series. 3 more outs. Bottom half of the 9th inning. Visalia 7, Rancho 0. Luke Craig is back on the mound for the Rawhide. Luke Craig found himself clinching the final out of the CAA title, and right here he has a chance to do it for Visalia as that ball is sent into center field for a base hit. So a leadoff single for Carlos Rojas, and that is how the frame will begin as it brings up Samuel Munoz to the plate. Visalia has returned 1 double play so far in tonight's ball game. They've turned 118 so far on the year. That is the most in the California League. 1 more would get him 1 out away from a spot in the California League postseason starting on Tuesday night. Here comes the deal. Swung on and missed, strike number 1. 0-1 with no outs. Upcoming pitch on the way here from Luke Craig. He will stare down the batter, and the deal on the way. Fouled off to the left side for Samuel Munoz. The winner, the playoff clinching spot, will face off against Lake Elsinore on Tuesday night at home for Game 1 before having to travel over to Lake Elsinore for Games 2 and 3. A pitch downstairs for ball 1, 1 and 2. It is a mountain to climb for Rancho down to their final 3 outs of the ball game, trailing 7-0. They're being out-hit in this ball game, 11 hits to 5. 1 ball, 2 strikes with no outs. Craig will look at first. Here's the deal home, and it'll get away from Kenny Castillo. It'll be a wild pitch, and it'll take out the double play and advance Carlos Rojas into scoring position. At this point in the ball game, you need 3 outs. The worry no longer on any runner on base paths. Luke Craig is staring down Samuel Munoz, and he's the only player that he's concerned about in this entire ballpark. The 2-2 pitch on the way from Craig. It is outside ball 3, 3-2. Alexis Labano is starting to throw in the Rawhide bullpen in case they do need him.
He's just playing short toss with another pitcher, and as I say that, Alberto Barriga makes his way out to the Rawhide dugout to get a little bit more serious with Labano. 3 balls, 2 strikes with no outs. Here's the deal from Craig. Downstairs, strike 3, and there's 1 down here in the inning. Paints the bottom of the strike zone. 2 more outs to go with Wilman Diaz stepping up to the plate. Wilman Diaz will dig in. He's 0 for 3 so far in the ball game. He's flown out twice in this ball game. He has grounded out as well. 249 on the year for Wilman Diaz. Craig will look at second. That one is swung on and missed. And the count now 0-1. Wilman Diaz has yet to record a hit so far in the series. He is 0 for 13. 0-1 with 1 down. Craig will hold at the chest, then the belt. The glance at second. Here's the deal home. Diaz will pop this one up into right field. Charging in is Jefferson Payne in right field. He is there for the grab. There are 2 down here in the inning. And he'll now bring up Eduardo Guerrero to the plate to preserve the Quakes' season. Right, trying to clinch a postseason spot right here on this Friday night. The Rawhide are at the edge of the dugout. They are ready to climb over the railing right now. The first pitch on the way to Guerrero, and that one is inside. Ball 1, 1-0. 7-0 ball game. Rancho won the opening game of the series. Visalia won Wednesday night, and Rancho a walk-off win last night on Thursday. 1-0 with 2 down. Guerrero bats .205 on the year. 1-0 with 2-way. The hold at the belt. Here's the deal home, and that one's a bit low. Ball 2, 2-0. Visalia 65-63. It was their first 60-win season since 2019. 2 balls, no strikes with 2-way. Craig will hold at the chest. He'll get ready. A glance at second once again. Here's the deal home. Outside corner. It's in there for a strike. 2-1. A Rawhide team who is 36-27 in the second half. They're looking for win number 37 to clinch the postseason spot. 2-1 with 2 down. Craig once again holds at the belt. Here's the deal home. It is right down the middle. It is in there for a strike. 2-2. And the Quakes are down to their final strike of the ball game. Luke Craig looks to put the Rawhide in the postseason right here. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2-way. A 7-0 ball game. Craig, one more glance at second. Here's the deal home. Strike 3 on the inside corner. And for the first time since 2019, the Visalia Rawhide are going back to the California League postseason.
Well, back to Rawhide baseball. First pitch on the way to Kenny Castillo. And it's in there for a strike, 0-1. It'll be the middle of the Rawhide order. Kenny Castillo, Drew Jones, and Ben McLaughlin here in the frame. Upcoming deal on the way, and that one is inside for a ball from Ismael Luciano, who's up to 22 pitches here in this ball game. 1 ball, 1 strike with no outs. Luciano will get ready for the deal home to Castillo. And Kenny will foul that one back to the left side. Count now 1-2. Kenny's batting .294, 4 home runs, 53 RBIs here in 2024. A top 10 clip in the California League when it comes to batting averages. Kenny's ranked 2nd in front of the former Fresno Grizzly, now Spokane Indian, Andy Perez, who ranked 3rd at a .292 clip. And now Kenny tries to go opposite field, tailing towards the right field foul pole, and it will land over in the pasture in right field. Kid in the white shirt, late read on it, but he saw and heard it bounce behind him. Yeah, quickly ran after it. We'll get some fans of the foul ball over underneath the shaded area out there in the pasture. 1 ball, 2 strikes with no outs. Here comes the deal to Kenny, and a swing and a miss, strike 3. So Kenny will be the first strikeout of the ball game for Luciano. 1 down in the frame brings up Drew Jones to the plate. Let's get ready to go through the starting defense. Darius Perry behind the plate. Juan Castillo over at first. Tevin Tucker is the second baseman. Meanwhile, short is Braylon Wimmer. Luis Mendez will be the third baseman. And then Brad Cumbus in left field. Caleb Hobson in center. And then lastly, it is Felix Tana out in right field. Pitch on the way to Drew Jones, and that one is outside for ball 1-0. There's another look at the defense once again. Lastly, the DH for tonight's ball game is Blake Wright, who just hit his first professional home run in the top half of the frame. Jones will give that a ride into center field. A long run for Hobson in center, and he has a giveaway at the last second to prevent colliding with the wall. Drew Jones has 3 on his mind, and he will slide feet first into third base, and it is a rawhide first hit of the ball game, brought to you by Rosa Brothers Milk Company. With Rosa Brothers, every sip is special. Moo! You see the run there from Hobson. Last second, he has a give up on it. Bounces right on the warning track and drew a really, really nice turnover at second base, and that is what propels him over to third base in time. It's Drew's 7th triple of the season, and now it brings up Ben McLaughlin to the plate, who's already got 13 RBIs on the year. The 1-out pitch on the way to Ben, and he lifts that one into left field. Should be enough to score Jones from third. Backing up at the wall, and that ball is gone. See you later. A 2-run home run for Ben McLaughlin, and his 2nd professional home run, and the Rawhider back within a run. Ben McLaughlin goes opposite field for the no-doubt shot, and he'll celebrate with Drew Jones out at home plate.
Like I said, 205, you've been my favorite today, so you're going to get some free cones in section 205.
He saw the run from Brad Cumbus looking up at the wall, and that one gets up into the netting. And now it brings up Alberto Barriga, who will make his first single-A at-bat at home. First pitch on the way, and that one is upstairs for a ball 1-0. And that's got to get the Rawhide fans juiced back into this ball game, as the Rawhide were yet to have a home run in this series. First pitch was outside. Second pitch is in there for a strike, 1-1. Talk about Barriga last week against Inland Empire. He had 1 at-bat against the Sixers. The 1-1 pitch on the way, and that one is upstairs for a ball. The count now 2-1. In that ball game last week against Inland Empire as a pinch hitter, 2 at-bats, no hits and no runs. He struck out twice in that ball game, and now a ground ball through the left side of the infield. It's his first single-A base hit. He'll round first base and go to second, and the Rawhide DH will have a double with 1 down in the frame, bringing Anderson Rojas to the plate. 3 straight extra base hits for Visalia after the leadoff strikeout to Kenny Castillo.
209, but not the box.
That ball ended up rolling into the bullpen out in left field. So Barriga will have the handoff over to the bat boy to give off his equipment. And it is Anderson Rojas at the plate, and he's a guy who can pull the ball over to that right side if he's able to draw some good contact off of it.
Now at the plate, number 35, Anderson Rojas.
No balls seem to bounce in Visalia's favor in last night's ball game. And today, some nice contact already here in the first 2 frames. Here's the pitch on the way to Rojas, and that one's in there for a strike, 0-1. Anderson Rojas batting .248 with 5 home runs and 43 RBIs. He's also had 31 stolen bases on the year, which is top 10 in the Cal League. And the 0-1 pitch on the way. Barriga a small lead at second. Here's the deal home. And Rojas a wave and a miss for strike number 2. Rojas will get ready for the pitch. 5'10", 150, the 20-year-old lefty out of Dajaban, Dominican Republic. And now Rojas gets a piece of that one and fouls it backwards. His 4th year in the Diamondbacks organization, year number 1 in 2021. He's been out in the Dominican Summer League where he played in 47 games. He had 31 hits during that time. He was batting .209 before making his way out stateside in 2022. He'd play in 32 games in the DSL before arriving in Arizona and playing in 12 games. He finished with the 179 clip through those 12 games. That was the lowest batting average during his professional career. Last year in 2023, at the beginning of May, he would get assigned to Visalia, who would complete the whole year with the Rawhide, and he'd bat .249 that year. So far in 2024, he's batting .248. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 away. Here's a pitch to Rojas, And that one's a bit high and outside for ball 2, 2-2.
Those free cones coming to 205 in the in-and-out car.
Take a look at the replay there, and just at the very top of the zone, somehow missed a little bit. Rojas would get ready for another pitch right here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Anderson Rojas, a swing and a miss. So Ismael Luciano will have his second strikeout of the ball game and send it back to the top of the rawhide order in the form of Gonzales Luis. Luis, last week, he was 6 for 27 against the Inland Empire 66ers. He talked about that series last week for Visalia. Luis had the second most hits, right behind Demetrio Crisantes, who had 7 last week. Crisantes batted .333 in the series out at San Manuel Stadium. Last week, Gonzales Luis, 12 total bases, 3 RBIs, and 4 walks. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 away. Luis will get ready for the deal from Luciano, and he'll take that one inside on a heavy breaking ball. Bariga will stand over at second base. 2-0 with 2 away. Gonzales Luis, in yesterday's ball game, he was 1 for 4 with a triple, a run, and a walk. Luis already in this ball game, a walk and a stolen base. The Raleigh team has been very aggressive on the base paths here in the second half of the season. And now Luis will watch that one miss outside for ball 3, 3-0, trying to hand it off to Christopher Toreen. Toreen, Castillo, Jones, all top 5 players on this Rawhide team when you talk about RBIs. Rawhide already 3 hits here in this inning. All 3 of them have been extra base hits. Here's the deal to Luis. And that one is inside for ball 4. This is the home plate umpire, Zach Hovick. A 4-pitch walk to Luis is his second of the night. And that walk is brought to you by JP Electric and Solar, Vitalia's #1 electric and solar company. Learn more at jpsolar.com. And it brings up Christopher Toreen to the plate, who last time out hit a little line drive over to the first baseman, Juan Castillo. And now for the first time in this ball game, we'll see the pitching coach, Jerry Sullivan, make his way out to the mound. This mound is brought to you by locally owned Sierra Meadows Behavioral Health, reminding you that a good therapist is like a great coach, and sometimes all we need is someone to talk to. Sierra Meadows Behavioral Health, now open in Visalia. So recapping this inning so far, Kenny Castillo was the first batter of the frame. He struck out swinging. Then after that, Drew Jones, a 1-out triple. 1 batter later, Ben McLaughlin, a 2-run home run, his second professional home run. Then Alberto Barriga, in his first single-A home at bat, hits the ball through the left side of the infield, just past the third base bag for a double. Anderson Rojas strikes out for the second out of the inning. And then Gonzales Luis just drew a 4-pitch walk. So he got 2 down in the frame, and he got Alberto Barriga at second and Gonzales Luis at first. The right-on-right matchup, first pitch on the way, a really nice breaker and a very decent block there by Darius Perry, who gets down to the knees and is able to let that ball bounce off the chest and keep it in front of him. This is a Fresno team from the outfield of the catchers who have been a very good defensive team this year. They have the best fielding percentage in the entire California League at a .975 clip. And now Toreen will foul that one backwards. The count now 1-1. You look at the numbers and you think this should be a fairly tight series. The Rawhide, their fielding percentage, a .973. That's tied for the second best in the Cal League. The only other team with the same clip as .973, the Inland Empire 66ers. 1-1 with 2 away. Upcoming pitch on the way to Toreen. And that one's bounced outside, and already in this inning, we've seen some nice defensive stops here from Darius Perry. You talk about pitching. It's a Fresno team who is 1 place in front of Visalia at a 4.05 ERA. Meanwhile, for the Ride, they have a 4.44 ERA. But they are the kings of the California League with 1,276 strikeouts as this Ride team. They were the first team in all of minor league baseball to record 1,000 strikeouts here in 2024. And really, the Arizona Diamondbacks organization has been a very good organization when it comes to pitching so far this season. You look at Hillsboro earlier this year, out in June. It was a team who was top 5 in all of minor league baseball in terms of ERA. 2-2 pitch, grounded through the left side of the infield. Perigo around third base. He will come home to score. It'll be cut off by the shortstop, Braylon Wimmer, and it is an RBI single for Tureen, and the Ride have tied up the ball game 3-3 in the bottom half of the second inning. Off the end of the bat and enough to drive it through the infield, and now it brings up Demetrio Chrysantis to the plate.
3-6.
We were just talking about earlier, Demetrio Chrysantis, a top 15 prospect in the Diamondbacks organization, and this is where the ranking comes from. Big opportunities like this. He's looking for his 37th run batted in of the season with 2 down. Luciano will stare down Chrysantis. The first pitch on the way. That one's a bit outside, but it is in there for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Chrysantis so far this season against right-handed pitching, he's batting .335 with 29 of his 36 RBIs coming against right-handers. And Chrysantis takes the first 2 pitches of the at-bat in there for a strike, 0-2. Now the catcher, Darius Perry, will make his way from behind home plate and give the instructions here to his infield. We talk about another scenario for Chrysantis with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. He's batting .263 with 8 RBIs. 0-2 pitch on the way, off the end of the bat, ground ball to the right side. It'll be fielded by Tucker. His toss to first base is in time, and the inning will come to a conclusion, but not before the Ride answer back with 3 runs of their own in the bottom half of the second inning. An 8-batter frame for Visalia, including 3 extra base hits. We head to the top half of inning number 3. Fresno 3, Visalia 3. You're watching Rawhide Baseball on MyTV 53.